This is Pakistan. We start our journey off in Lahore, a city located on the northeastern part of Pakistan, which is filled with a lot of history and architecture that can be dated back to the Mughal Empire. The Lahore Fort, also known as Shahi Qila, was built in 1566 by the Mughal Empire. The Badshahi Mosque, which was completed in 1673 by Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb, was constructed entirely of red sandstone and marble. Having a capacity of over 56,000 people, it is considered a UNESCO World Heritage Site and spans an area of over 276,000 square feet. The Lahore Fort, which is home to many emperors, was made using hand-carved stone and designed as a testament for the love of their wives. Situated high on top of a hill, the Lahore Fort gives breathtaking views of the city below, as it was a key strategic point to the empire. Even though the Lahore Fort was built by the Mughal Emperor Akbar, his grandson, Emperor Shah Jahan, is most notably known for renovating the fort and turning it into a grand fortress during his reign from 1628 to 1658. Shah Jahan loved to live lavishly and even had his own jacuzzi in his palace courtyard. His profound love for his wife and the need to display his love can be a big reason why this fort was renovated and turned from a fort and into a palace. Shah Jahan also had the Taj Mahal in India built to honor his wife after she passed away. The Minar-e-Pakistan was completed in 1968 and stands at over 230 feet tall. It was built as a monument for the founders of Pakistan. Construction of the Faisal Mosque started in 1976 after a $120 million grant from King Faisal of Saudi Arabia, whose name the mosque bears. It is the largest mosque in Pakistan and was the largest mosque in the world from 1986 till 1993. It has a total square footage of 54,000 and a capacity of more than 75,000 people. It is situated in the northernmost part of Islamabad and on the foot of the Marjala Hills, giving it a very picturesque backdrop. The tomb of General Muhammad Zia-ul-Haq is located right outside of Faisal Mosque. General Zia was the 6th president of Pakistan from 1978 till 1988 and was most notably known for bringing martial law to the country. His presidency ended along with his life when his plane mysteriously crashed. Even though he was a strict ruler, he is admired by most Pakistanis as being a war hero who died for his country. Completed in 2007 and covering a total area of 300,000 square feet, the Pakistan Monument was designed to celebrate the founders of Pakistan, as well as provide visitors with history that is told through architecture and art that depicts the trials and tribulations that the founders went through to create Pakistan. You can find carvings that depict the times of Muhammad Ali Jinnah, Pakistan's founder, as well as poetry from the revered Urdu poet Allama Iqbal, whose poetry inspired the movement which led to Pakistan's creation in 1947. The monument, which is situated on top of the Marjala Hills, provides a great bird's-eye view of Islamabad. The city of Islamabad was built and modernized in 1960 to replace Karachi as the capital of Pakistan. It was replaced due to its strategic location being situated in a high elevation in the northern center of the country, and it is easily accessible from most areas. As the capital, Islamabad is a little more modernized and has a better standard of living than most other cities in Pakistan. The geography of Pakistan is very diverse throughout the country. You can find a profound blend of various landscapes from plains and deserts, forests, hills, and mountain ranges. Here you can see the Karakoram mountain range, which starts out in Afghanistan and goes through China all the way to Tajikistan. This is also where the Hindu Kush and the Himalayan mountain ranges meet. Pakistan is filled with various bodies of water from lakes, rivers, and streams that benefit citizens and industries such as agriculture, tourism, as well as defense. There is also 650 miles of coastlines of the Arabian Sea that runs all along the south of Pakistan. The Indus River, which starts the northernmost part of the country near Kashmir, runs through the middle of Pakistan and into the Arabian Sea and is considered one of the world's longest rivers at about 2,000 miles. Traveling through traffic in Pakistan is definitely an exciting and sometimes terrifying feeling. Motorists don't tend to abide by street rules, and with little to no fear of the police, the streets of Pakistan are usually a free-for-all, and you sometimes have to be very careful when either walking or driving. In most local roads and market areas, you can find the roads being shared by everyone from motorists, pedestrians, horse or donkey-drawn carriages, and even street vendors. Most Pakistanis travel using motorcycles or by rickshaws, which are three-wheeled, box-shaped taxis that can be found near most intersections or public areas. Owning an actual car is considered a luxury, and mostly upper-middle to high-class individuals own cars. As you can see, we are traveling through a rural area, and all along the side you see tractor after tractor that are filled with sugar canes. During the winter season, sugar canes are harvested and sent to sugar mills, and in the farmlands in Punjab, you may find a few dozen tractors that usually block roads and halt traffic as they pass by. One very exciting experience was to travel on the back of a rickshaw, where you get an open view of the road behind you. I must mention there are nice seatbelts. Even with slight lawlessness, most motorists are used to maneuvering through traffic, and with more improved roads and bridges being built, I'm sure with time there will be stricter rules set in place that will lead to safer driving conditions in the future. About 70% of Pakistan's population resides in rural farmlands. During the winter season, oranges and sugar canes can be found throughout the area as you drive through farms and villages. If you're lucky enough to own a farm, or know someone that does, you can go orange picking and eat them right off the tree. One thing I observed being in rural areas is how clean the air is compared to the cities where there is a lot of dust and smog in the air. Most farm owners sell their crops to vendors, who go to neighborhoods and markets and resell them for a profit. You can find these vendors in almost every intersection or public area and can buy freshly picked fruit without traveling far. Life in the farm is very simple, where people live with little to no technology. However, agriculture makes up about 20% of the country's GDP. Livestock is raised and then sold to individuals or vendors for a hefty price. A healthy adult cow can cost over 100,000 rupees, which is about 1,000 US dollars. What makes this area so special are the many skilled laborers who love talking about their products. Even though the air is cleaner than most urban areas, you can find trash littered throughout streets and rivers, as there is little to no proper trash or sewage systems in place. Nonetheless, people still find ways to have fun here and make the most with what they have. I want to start off the food section by presenting you off with chai. And this isn't just any chai. Tandoori chai is chai, which is a milky tea, is cooked inside of a clay oven and served in hot clay cups which gives it a more deep and earthy flavor. Chai is a very important staple in Pakistani cuisine and culture alike. A common recreational activity, shared by the youth and adults as well, is playing pool at one of many local gaming clubs. Or maybe playing a game of cricket with the neighborhood kids. Roti is also very important in Pakistani culture and can be eaten with almost every meal. An average roti costs about 7 rupees, which is about 5 US cents. Roti is usually baked in a clay oven, but can also be fried on a skillet, which is then called a paratha. You can find freshly baked roti being sold on every few blocks almost 24/7. This is what an average roti stand may look like during dinner time on any given day. And right beside that, you can pick up sizzling hot chapli kebabs fried to perfection. Oh, and did I mention how much people love to drink chai? You can grab one for about 30 rupees, sit around the fire with some friends, and have some great conversations. Pakistan is a fast-changing country with a rapidly growing urban population. I went back to Pakistan after 14 years and was surprised to find modern supermarkets with local and international brands. Not only has the way people shop has changed, transportation too is fast changing, with ride-sharing services such as Uber and Pakistan's own Careem are easily available in most cities. Even though there are always critics that are against change, I believe most Pakistanis support it. I might say that based off on how excited most people are just to eat at McDonald's. A great example of a fast developing city is Multan. It quickly went from being a primarily rural town known for its rich history to becoming a major financial hub and even has its own metro system, which was completed just 2 years ago. Here you can see some monuments that were built by the Mughal emperors. The rapidly changing demographic of Pakistan has changed the lives of many individuals, who quickly rose from poverty to owning large mansions, as you can see here in the city of Sargodha. However, where there are winners, there are plenty of losers. The sad reality of Pakistan is the major divide between the rich and the poor. Over 22% of the nation's population is considered to be living in poverty. A couple reasons for the major rate of poverty can be attributed to a few factors, such as the lack of funding for education, poor federal and economic policies, and rampant corruption that benefits the wealthy. As you can see, most slums are situated right next to lavish mansions. Not everything is as bad as it seems though. With the rapid increase of opportunities and individual incomes, new communities are being developed with spacious roads and large mansions. The poverty rate is steadily declining as more people move into urban areas and find ways to capitalize on a fast-changing nation. The city of Sargodha is a great example of a city that is still primarily farmland, but slowly being turned into an upper middle class metropolis. All throughout the city you can find new development sites for future houses, and the demand for these houses has caused a real estate boom where investors are getting huge returns of up to 20% annually. Not only does this change benefit investors, but citizens too. They have seen a reduction in crime in most of these developed areas. Here are some examples of the architecture and designs of the mansions. This is my cousin's house, which is where I stayed for most of my trip. I can truly say I'm optimistic as to where Pakistan is headed in the near future. With the declining poverty rate and growing opportunities for all men and women alike, I believe this country is on the verge of a golden era filled with prosperity. As the population shifts from a simple rural lifestyle to rapid urbanization, we will continue to see an improved standard of living that might hopefully change the perception that most people in the rest of the world have of this beautiful nation of Pakistan.